The monthly schedule for Uma Musume Global has been released. Today we'll go over all of the new events and banners to keep you up to date with everything happening. This month we have some very interesting banners as well as an all-new event in the Racing Carnival. But starting off though, in a few days on the 5th of February, we will have a special all Uma banner where every single 3-star Uma will be on rate up, which technically means that no Uma is on rate up then, since they'll all have an equal chance of appearing. This means that if you are committed enough to spend the full amount of carats on a spark, you'll be able to select any of the previously released Umas with your spark. So if you've got several Umas that you've been wanting to get, then going to a spark on this banner might not be a bad idea. Because let's say hypothetically that you have 7 or so different Umas that you want, if you get one of them early, then odds are that they might not appear again since they aren't on rate up. So you have to worry less about getting dupes of the same Uma on one banner. And you also don't have to worry about that awkward scenario where you get the banner Uma on like your 190th pull, because now you can just use the spark to guarantee yourself somebody that you don't have yet. In other words, your spark will absolutely be going to somebody that you want, no matter what. Of course, this is all assuming that you have the 30,000 carats to spare, which you might not have, so in that case, it's perfectly fine to skip this banner as well. At the same time though, there will be a banner with a new Tamamo Cross Guts SR card, and specifically a Sasami Anshinzawa PAL SSR card, which is the acupuncturist in other words. Now this Anshinzawa card is, it's not very good unless you really like gambling, because not only can it give you purple skills, but even the quote-unquote good skills that she gives comes with drawbacks too of decreasing your fatigue, or maybe decreasing your fatigue. They could just be regular gold skills if you are lucky. But then even as a PAL card though, you only go on 3 recreation dates with her in total. Now that being said though, if you really want to try and gamble with her, one of her events does give the chance for Fast Learner to trigger, so if you're that desperate, then try her out for a run and see how it is. Now, one niche benefit that this card does give is that if you like taking part in Open League Champions Meeting races, so that's the one where there is a rank restriction, you can try to purposefully get these purple skills to lower your Uma's rating, giving you more leeway to pick up stats or other skills to compensate for this. Also starting on the 5th is the Racing Carnival event. This is going to be a brand new event that we have not seen yet, so I'll try to explain it all here. During this event, instead of spending your RP on team trial races, you will instead be spending them to race against these 4 carnival races. These are races against Grass Wonder, King Halo, Saiyan Sky, and Special Week. You will be scored in these carnival races similar to how you are scored in team trials. So of course you want to win while also triggering a lot of skills, and preferably gold skills as well, since they will give more points. Challenging these carnival races will also build up a meter that will let you take on the challenge race too. Once the meter is filled, you will race either a regular El Condor Pasa or a fantasy El Condor Pasa. Now, for the thing that I think will confuse most people is that there will be a new special red event spark during this event. If you use a veteran Uma and they do well in the race, like placing in the top 5, then they can receive a special red spark that will allow an Uma to receive a bonus amount of points if you use them in these event races. The spark though is otherwise completely useless. It doesn't give you extra stats, it doesn't give you extra skills, it is purely a point multiplier for this event. However, this spark can have multiple levels, up to 5. When you use an Uma Musume without the red spark in one of these races, the first time that this will trigger, it'll give them level 1. Let's call this Uma Musume with a level 1 spark Uma Musume A. If you then use Uma Musume A as a parent for a new Uma Musume, let's call them Uma Musume B, it will automatically be inherited to the new trainee. And so, at the end of the career, you will now have Uma Musume B with a level 1 spark that received it naturally through inspirations. So then, if you take this veteran B Uma Musume into the carnival race, upon completion, her skill will be leveled up to level 2. You can then repeat this process with Uma Musume B being the parent for Uma Musume C, who will then finish her career with a naturally acquired level 2 spark, which will then be raised to level 3 after taking part in the carnival race. Rinse and repeat this until you have a level 5 spark. By taking part in these races though, you will earn ladder points as well as shop points. And this will be how you can get a bunch of really nice rewards, such as carrots, tickets, goddess statues, as well as 2 gold and rainbow crystal shards. And because there are 6 different races, 4 of the regular ones and then 2 against each of the different El Condor Pasa variants, the first time race rewards will be applied to all of them, which will give you another bonus set of carrots as well. Now, the one annoying thing about this event is that all of the carnival races are either mile or medium races. So trying to make a veteran specifically for this event, what with the whole special spark and stuff, is a bit awkward, considering I imagine a lot of people are currently preparing a sprint ace for CM. Thankfully though, in future Racing Carnival events, the special red spark is changed to be a stat bonus, which majority of the time is not needed, as opposed to a point multiplier. But basically, a TLDR of this event is use your racing points to challenge these races, get a spark. If you want to, use that spark as an inheritance for a new Uma, and then take them into the race again, rinse and repeat, until you get all the points and the shop rewards. Then, starting on February 8th is the New Beginnings Part 2 campaign. Unfortunately, Part 2 isn't as grand as Part 1, although what it does bring are 2 paid banners that will guarantee you an SSR support as well as a guaranteed 3-star Uma randomly selected from those released so far. These are one-time banners that will cost 1,500 paid carats each. There will also be double daily races during this period, as well as guaranteed gifts on every win in team trials during this period as well. And then on February 9th, the sign-up period for Capricorn Cup will begin, with round 1 starting a few days later on around the 12th or the 13th depending on your time zone, which means that you'll be able to spend a nice romantic Valentine's date doing your CM races. How lovely. On February 11th though, will be the Sakura Chiyo no banner as well as a rerun banner featuring the Tazuna and Riko support PAL cards. Sakura Chiyo no is a medium/long pace chaser who excels specifically in spring races thanks to her golden green skill. She does have innate head-on though, which is pretty neat. She's also very cute. And as for the support banner, although they are definitely strong cards, it isn't really worth pulling for Tazuna and Riko this late now that their main scenarios are almost over. Next up though, on February 18th is going to be the big date to look out for, because that will be the start of the Valentine's event, most notably bringing in the Mihono Bourbon and Asian Flash Valentine's alts. Firstly, for Asian Flash, she is once again the late surger for mediums and longs, although her kit now has turned her into somewhat of a debuffer, with an innate murmur, again for mediums, as well as Dominator 2. Her other gold skill, Flash Forward, is the gold version of medium straightaways though. And she has a unique similar to Rudolph's, where she gets a velocity increase after passing 3 other Umas, although the amount of velocity that she does receive is only 0.35, unlike Rudolph's 0.45, the trade-off being that she has an extra second of base duration, which honestly isn't really that much worth it. And then as for Mihono Bourbon, she is going to be the frontrunner that everyone will now be using. Now, depending on the track, yes, Mihono Bourbon may not be the best frontrunner for that specific race, but she will definitely be usable everywhere, especially with how easy she is to build, considering that she has groundwork built into her own kit, as well as 3 skills to trigger groundwork as well in early lead, focus, and frontrunner savvy, which means you no longer have to rely on getting lucky and inspiration or bringing in something like a smart falcon card to try and get groundwork. You just get it no matter what, on top of having 3 great growths and 10% speed, stamina, and power as well. And this is on top of having the gold escape artist skill and a unique that provides a speed boost and stamina recovery to help her maintain the lead once she's in first place mid-race. And then she even has final push as well in her kit innately to give her that extra acceleration once she does enter a late race. This is going to be like the new Christmas Ogre all over again, where you'll be seeing her pretty much all over the place. Now, you might be thinking that maybe you can simply counter her by, say, using a runaway Suzuka, and that's where you'd be wrong, because in Make a New Track, the next scenario, you actually cannot get secret events, which is why Suzuka will no longer be able to get runaway for that specific scenario. But even after that, once runaway does become a thing again, Mihono Bourbon is still going to be around everywhere. As for supports though, there is a Bakshin Guts SSR and a Nishino Flower Wit SSR card. Bakshin as a Guts card has a weird quirk in that she gives increased training effectiveness when not on Guts trainings. Now, when it comes to Guts cards though, you should in theory already have your Urara card, so Bakshin won't be necessary. And the Nishino Wit card is incredibly specific in that it provides Pace Chaser and Mile skills, but her gold skill is Determined Descent, which is specifically for pace chasers on a downhill, which, depending on the racetrack, might not be applicable at all. From the event as well, we will also be getting a Tosin Jordan speed card for free. She does give Breath of Fresh Airs a gold recovery skill, as well as both medium straightaways and medium corners. Of course, being a welfare card, she won't necessarily be the best thing ever, but I mean, hey, it's a free card, you can't really complain. February 25th though will be the release of Meijiro Arden, as well as his support banner with the Agnes Digital Power SSR card and the Ines Fujin Wit SR card. Arden is a pace chaser for mainly medium races with Come What May that provides a velocity increase in the final spurt on medium races, as well as a bunch of other white medium skills, including a gold recovery in Race Planner. Her unique functions similarly to Ogre Cap's original, where it provides a burst of speed anywhere in the final straight so long as there is another Uma right behind her. Although this does come with a drawback of it draining some of her stamina though when she uses her unique. So hopefully that gold recovery does offset that a little bit. As for the Digiton card, she gives a gambling late race acceleration skill for dirt races with Lead the Charge, as well as Uma Stand, which is nice, but odds are you'd be better off saving for the very next banner that comes next month, which has the Fine Motion Wood card, or after that though, the Narita Top Road Speed card that also has a good Admire Vega Guts SR card. Both of those banners very tempting to pull for. And then lastly, on the 26th of February, we will have a set of legend races featuring Hishi Amazon, Major Odoba, and Gold City. But otherwise though, that is everything happening in the month of February for Uma Musume. What are you looking forward to the most? What banners are you pulling on? Will you be pulling on the All Uma banner? And if you are, who will you be using the Spark on? Let me know down in the comments below. Otherwise, until next time, bye bye!